So this is the crate I'm using for my dog, and this is my dog. Come on out. Okay. So when you're introducing them to the crate for the first time, you can always stand in here, stand next to your crate and sort of wait for your dog to interact with the crate. Yes. As soon as they show any sort of interest towards the crate, so that is looking at it, smelling it, getting inside it, you want to mark. You say yes and drop a cookie inside the crate, which encourages them to get in the crate. But I'm trying to show, I'm trying to show what a new dog to a new crate would do. Yes. So I'm marking for him, looking in there. Yes. Great. So once you do this a few times, your dog will probably start predicting that you want them to go inside. Great. And then you give them the cookie when they're inside. So you're marking yes. And you can also give them the cookie in the crate. So in the crate is amazing. So you're giving them the cookie inside the crate. And then you're tossing the cookie out with a release word, right? And then you wait. You wait for your dog to make a decision. Yes. Your dog says, you know what? The cookies, they keep coming when I go inside this thing. So I'm gonna go inside. Break. Good boy. I'm gonna wait and see what he does. Yes, good boy. Good boy, yes. Your dog is likely to come out right away. So if that's happening, then you immediately say break as soon as you know they're gonna come out. So you're teaching them that coming out means break. Break. So that's the first stage, and this is where you're just trying to get the dog to understand that the action you want is in the crate, and if you stay in the crate you get more cookies. I'm tossing more in there, and then I'm releasing you. So break. Yeah, once you've got a predictive behavior of your dog, understanding that you want them to go in there and they're able to sort of do this, break, you can go to the next game. So the next game is I send him in the crate, and preferably he's in a down position instead of a sit position, or sit is okay too, but down is easier because it's hard to get up from a down and rush out of the gate when you open the gate. So we're going to start trying to close the gate, and so we want the dogs to put your leg inside. Good job. So we want the dogs to be able to stay seated until we tell them to release. So we're gonna put the dog in there, close the door fully, lock it, wait for a bit, open the door and feed inside the crate. So one cookie in the back of the crate, preferably not here but towards the inside of the crate, because that takes their attention away from escaping. And then you close the crate again. Open the gate, feed inside, and you close again. It's probably not going to look this easy. Your dog might try to escape, but that's why we're getting them into a sit. And if we do this really quickly and really well, they'll be able to get the message that, oh, I'm getting fed. So this is a really good game to play during their breakfast or dinner or lunch. So that is part of their meal, and you get to feed a number of times. Remember, if you touch the crate and they're pawing at it or teething it or kicking it, you take your hands away. Leave it. Good boy. Leave it. Good boy. Just for the purpose of the video, I'm going to tell him what to do in this situation. Yes. Jerry, leave it. Good boy. Yes. And break. So a few repetitions of that, and then you release them outside, and they're likely to go back in there because they're like, I'm getting fed in there. Why wouldn't I want to go in there? Close the gate. Wait for a second or two. Open the gate. Feet inside. Preferably, they should be in a down. You can ask for it if they're not doing it on their own, or a sit. You don't have to sit, buddy. Down. Sorry. And break. So that's the second game you want to play with them. And again, like I said, it's the best to use during meals. When your dog is able to sort of enjoy this game and they're not scratching the gate, they're not barking at you, you can start adding distance after a bit. So for example, instead of being so close to the gate, you're now taking a few steps away. After you close the gate, come back, open the gate, feet inside, close the gate. You take a few more steps, you come back, open the gate, and feet inside. Please keep in mind, it is not going to look this easy with most dogs. But you work your way towards these stages and at your dog's own pace. So that's the second level, and you add distance and time. Break. Good job, lad. Break. Good boy. You need a cookie for that. You need a cookie for that. Yeah. So the next game that we're going to start with is teaching them how to respect the gate or the barrier that's in front of them. And good boy, yes. And understanding that until the gate opening is not a cue to release, but instead me asking you to release is what the hint is, or the cue is. Jeremy, sit please. So how that works is, let's start again. How that works is that I ask the dog to go into the crate. Good boy. Cookie in the crate. Close the crate. Ask for down. Good job. I'm going to try to open the gate, and most dogs are likely to smack the door or something like that. Hopefully the exercise of opening the gate, feeding them inside, and closing the gate helps them to understand that it's not such a scary or bad thing to have the gate closed. But in case they're doing anything, when your hand comes towards the gate, you take a step back. You take your hand away. So I don't like that he's touching his nose here. So I'm going to take my hand back if I see him do that. I'm going to take it back. He thinks I'm asking for something, especially because I'm using a lot of words he knows. So it might be that. So he's figured it out. So now I'm going to open the gate. In most dogs' cases, you're probably not going to be able to get further than this. But if you've done the second game really well, they probably won't try to barge through. If they do, you would just gently close back the door. You don't have to lock it at this point. You can just close it, wait again, see if they will sit down again, open it, close it if they do it again. See, I don't like that, so I'm going to close it. Open it. Break. So I release my dog outside once I'm able to open the gate. So when you're starting out, you can even release for this much, because obviously your dog hasn't learned this. So you need to work at whatever they're comfortable with. So if this is enough, but this is triggering them to leave, don't go to that stage yet. Start here. So I'm going to close the door again. Close it fully. See this? I don't like this. This is what happens. They learn that your hands are here and they're about to get out. So they start doing all these funny things. And I would take my hand back if you're doing anything funny. Yes, great. Good job. That's what you're going to have to start with. And eventually it should look like this. Send them in the crate. Turn it down. Close the crate. You open the crate. Take your hand back if something is going on. Take my hand back. I won't open it. Open the gate. Break! That's what it should look like, but slowly build towards it. Don't rush it. Take your time. Teach it slowly. Are you going back in there? Good boy. Very good. Close it. Open it again. Break. Good job. Very good. And so once your dog is able to handle the gate being open and not rushing out unless you tell him to, you can move, you can add some distance and time to this. So I'm gonna show you what that means. So I close the door, Jerry's gonna sit, so I'm okay with that. I'm gonna walk a little away, sorry, I'm gonna come back. And again, I will open it if there's nothing happening near the door. I open the door, take a step back, break. So you're gonna probably only be able to take half a step back in the beginning, but you're trying to build taking more steps back. Hey baby, in the crate. Good boy. Open the door, take steps back, break. Good job. So that's what you're building towards, but start with a small step and start with small turns and then build towards walking away while they're in there. Work at your dog's pace. Remember, always work at your dog's pace. Great. Good job, buddy. So all these games are likely to create a good relationship with the crate, and sending them to the crate isn't such a bad thing for them. Feeding them all their meals in there, giving them really good chew sticks or corns with food in there when you put them in there is what's going to build a very good relationship with your dog. For your dog with the crate. Put a soft bed in there. Preferably not too oversized them in comparison to your dog. It doesn't have to be as small as this one is for him, but he only ever really sleeps in there. He doesn't stay in there when we're leaving him away. But usually a bigger crate gives them more space to have accidents in the crates and things like that. So the right size for your dog is what you're looking for. Good job, bud. Good boy. And anytime they choose to go in there on their own, you can reward them. Make it a positive space. And every now and then, it's also a space for timeout. If you're doing something naughty and you're just getting a little crazy, I just want you to go in there and take a rest. Break. Good boy.